Good morning. My name's Mary Beth Strano. I'm from the Cultural and Heritage Committee here in Linden. And each year we try to do something for Black History Month. And last year we interviewed some people who we thought were very influential in the history and the quality of life in Linden. Before that, we had an amazing Harriet Tubman singer and dancer that she did like a one-woman show with audience participation. Each year we try to think of something different that we can do. And since we're the Cultural and Heritage Committee, I thought it would be nice to have some art in there, have some history about the kente patterns. I really didn't know a lot about them. I knew that there were certain colors for Black History Month, but I didn't know the meaning of them. I didn't know that there are certain symbols that mean different things. People make their own patterns. I've really learned a lot. And Councilwoman Lisa Orman, who's also the liaison for our committee, she'll give us a little information on that in a little while. But I thought just a nice little art, listening to music, learning about some of the culture. I thought this would be a nice change for Black History Month. You know, every year, if we can do something different, you're not going to have the same thing every year. We have the videos on TV 36 of our past events, and you can even see them on Facebook pages. But Linden does have a YouTube channel, so these videos are on the YouTube channel as well. But if the mayor is ready, I would like to, are you ready, Mayor? Well, you see, the mayor, he has a hand in everything. As if you'll look on the papers, on the tables, he put his handprint on every page. I gave him a stack, and he went through and put it on every page. But Mayor Derek Armstead.
Good morning, everybody. Just a quick reminder, Black history is American history. This country is a great country because of a lot of the contributions that we've made as African Americans. And it wasn't under the best of conditions, so it's so important that we remind each other of the contributions that we make. And as much as we want you to understand our history, for those of you who aren't African Americans, we want to understand your history. This is the best thing. This is the way we should approach the subject of Black history, because there are people who may have just arrived in this country a year ago, and they don't understand our journey. So, and they've had a journey themselves, probably in their country. So I'm sure that we can all learn from each other by by teaching our history and them sharing their histories with us. And then maybe one day we'll all be able to say that we have truly overcome. But we got a long way to go before we can start really singing that song and saying that we have overcome. But we shall overcome, but we just haven't yet. So it's so important, again, that we remind people of the journey that the African Americans have had here. That being said, now I'm going to segue to something else. I'm a big proponent of having these programs. But I think, as I look in the audience, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. I'd like to see more children here. Children need to understand what happened and what is happening because, believe it or not, nothing's going to change if they don't. They're going to be the ones that, they're the vehicles of change. 50, 60, maybe 30, 20 years from now, those little babies will be the ones who'll be marching to try to make things right in this country. So it would behoove us to make sure that we do the proper outreach and get children involved. Now, I just attended a Black History Month celebration at the high school, and it was well attended by young people. Well, it was a young person who put it together. So what I'm going to do, Monday morning, I'm going to reach out to the young lady who ran that program, because she's going to be in high school for another couple years, And I'm going to build a bridge between the Linden Cultural Committee and the Linden High School students so that next year, when we come, every one of these tables should be filled. Not just our African American children, but all of our children who need to understand the journey of the African American. And while we're doing that, they will invite us to their cultural experience, and we can understand their journey. So again, thank you all for coming out, and we've got a lot of work to do, because we want to make sure that these programs are successful and well attended. So thank you all. And like Mary Beth said, I have a hand in everything. That's my other hand I'm putting into it now, okay?
I would also like to recognize Council President Michelle Yamakaitis. She is an unofficial part of our cultural committee. She and her husband, they help with every event. They are wonderful advisors to our committee. And now, Councilwoman Lisa Ormond, can you give us a little insight on the kente pattern and cloths?
Good morning, everyone, and happy Black History Month. Happy American History Month. As the mayor said, Black history is all of our history. Without the influx of people of color into the United States, we don't know where we would be. So it is all of our history, and he made a very good point that in order for us to really learn and embrace one another, we need to learn more about each other's culture. So I just want to start a little bit about, or ask people, when you see kente cloth, what do you think? Just anyone randomly, what do you think when you see a kente pattern?
Africa.
You think of Africa. Anyone else?
Pride.
Pride, I hear that. Anyone else?
I would say beauty.
Beauty. Culture. Those are all some anyone else? Those are some wonderful words, and positive words, and accurate words when you think of the actual kente print. So I just want to go over a little bit about the history of kente. The origins of the kente cloth goes back over 400 years in West Africa, what is now known as modern-day Ghana. While the invention is often attributed to the people of the Ashanti tribe, the kente cloth may have instead been invented by the people of the Iwu tribe, who later shared the tradition with the Ashanti. Now, kente refers to a textile that is made with strips of silk and cotton. Now, I always thought it was cotton or some sort of wool, but it's silk, and we all know that silk is a very, very precious fabric or string. So it was hand-woven with strips of silk and cotton, and historically the fabric was worn like in a toga type fashion. They would wrap the garment around them into like a dress and belt it. And according to the Ashanti tradition, it originated in the bone wire region of Ghana. Now these togas or wraps were worn by some of the most aristocratic members of the African community. It was served as a symbol of royalty and social, prominence. So even as the production of kente has increased, it's become more accessible to people and of all different levels, economic levels, but it is still attributed to those of royalty, okay? Now, traditionally, Ghana's people were the ones who wore the kente, and it was, like I said, relished by kings and queens, and you knew who you were in society by the garments that you wore. And it's kind of like almost like today, you know, we see people that are dressed to the nines, we know, okay, you know, they must be somebody. You go to a business and you see somebody with a suit and tie, you kind of like know that those must be the CEOs. Well, the same thing with the kente. If you saw somebody wearing it, you knew that they were someone special. But guess what, everyone? We can all wear kente and we can all be that someone special, okay? So we, in essence, are royalty. So just wanted to also let you know that there's colors, and you'll see this on your table. The kente cloth has all different colors. Red meaning physical love, emotion, confidence. Orange meaning that you're happy and social and energetic. And you'll see that a lot of the kente is just embedded with like the bright oranges and the reds. Yellow is wealth and knowledge, and also calm. Green is contentment, domestic bliss, and good health. Blue is devotion, fidelity, and truth. Purple is power, intuition, perception, and also in some areas, purple also is an indicator of royalty. Now, one of the colors that I didn't know that had a representation was pink. Because you do see some pink, kente, but I don't see it a lot. But pink symbolizes femininity and healing and friendship. Silver and gray, and I really love this one, wisdom, communication, and medication. And you think about it, when we get older, how our hair turns silver and gray. Well, it's so appropriate that the kente color, silver and gray, represents that wisdom as well. The brown is the security, down to earth, practicality, and sometimes I even say yes, it is a definite relationship to the brown earth of the motherland. Black is marriage, regeneration, the protector. And white, spiritual love, virginity, unity, purity. And so we can see how some of the colors of kente are still symbolic in some of the everyday uses that we have as just, Americans and just throughout the world. But last but not least, I do want to share with you this page, and you'll see it on your table, Adinkra, African symbols. Now, there are some distinct differences between your fabrics with the Adinka African symbols versus the kente. The kente is woven, hand-woven, and you can probably believe that there are no two exact cloths that are perfectly the same, because like I said, it is a hand-woven thing. Sometimes just as simply as a different switch of the stitch changes the whole texture and meaning of that particular fabric. But the kente is woven. So if you see somebody with a beautiful print on and you go, wow, that is a kente print, sometimes it's a stamping called Adinkra. They're Adinkra African symbols. You might see somebody with a beautiful dress on and it's blue and they'll have these gold emblems on it. Well, each one of those stamps, and they're traditionally not woven in, has a specific meaning, from intelligence to leadership to transformation to harmony, supremacy, strength. So you'll see on your tables this sheet that just gives you some of the symbols that you may see. So the next time you see someone, regardless of where they're from, what color their skin is, wearing the kente print or something that has the Adinkra symbols, you can sit back and say, wow, I went to an African American or Black History Month program and I learned all about what those colors mean and what those symbols mean. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy learning the different things about the colors and the symbols, and I hope you share this information with your family and with your friends. You can take the flyers when you leave for today. Thank you.
All right, now the video we have, it's for the art project, and you can decide what you would like to do. I also have copies of different patterns on the tables if you want to use them for ideas. But what you can do with those hands, we're going to make your own pattern in those hands. This video will bring you through how they're doing it and bringing it about. There's pencils on the table, there are markers on the tables, and we'll start the video and it'll give you a little run through and get you started. But it's your choice. You want to put your own pattern out there or copy from one of these. All right, thank you.